And topic for today is international scholarship and independent statement of which is significantly relevant as education is one of the fundamental rights as well as key for success in both in the world and hereafter. As the president of Indonesian Student Association in Islamic Republic of Iran, I and also my team strongly support Iranian education promotion. Iran is our key partner as well as our stakeholders in the past, now, and for sure, and we will hope the future. The collaboration and partnership of Indonesia and Iran, especially in education, has been established and well maintained for a long time, which benefit each other. Cultural exchange and education has been taking place, which lead into continuous knowledge production, human resource improvement, and welfare of both countries. And lastly, I'm glad and honored as the participants here are more than 10, despite the Haliman of Ramadan and we are taking Siam, we're fasting, and uh, hope you guys enjoy the fruitful discussion today. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now we step to another discussions. So I will lead you for Abbas Baba from official representative of TUMS or Tehran Medical University of Medical Science. Please welcome.
Salam, accept my greetings, all the participants. Hope you all will be fine. As an
May you open your video, please?
Okay. Salam. Accept my greetings, dear all participants. Today in the holy month of Ramadan, thank you for hosting this webinar. As an official representative of Tehran University of Medical Sciences, I would like to thank you all the people who are here and the people who are holding this webinar. Thank you, may Allah bless you. Tehran, I would like to introduce Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As Tehran University of Medical Science was established in 1851, Tehran University of Medical Sciences is the largest and highly ranked university of Iran. Tehran University has top research institutes in Iran. What about ranking of Tehran University? Tehran University of Medical Science has a world rank. There are different ranking parameters. According to US New and World Ranking in 2017 in medicine, Tehran University is world rank was 249. And according to QS World Ranking in 2017, the world rank of Tehran University Medical Science was 251. As obviously, national rank of Tehran University is number 1. Tehran students who are Iranian have a dream come to true to study in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. They have to qualify a national exam in Iran, which is called Concord exam. The top, I can say the cream of Iran is studying in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. The top students who qualify the entrance known as Concord exam are getting admitted in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Tehran University, Iran's top hospitals, which are located in Iran, in Tehran, like Imam Khomeini Rahmatullah Alayhi Hospital, Sharati Hospital, Wali Asr Hospital, Tehran Heart Hospital, Sina Hospital, Arshuman Hospital. These are the top Iranian hospitals which are located in Tehran and are associated in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Students get opportunity after completing basic phase in Tehran University of Medical Sciences, they have a good opportunity to get involved in these hospitals, in different hospitals like Imam Khomeini Hospital. Tehran Heart Center is one of the biggest heart center in Middle East, is located in Tehran and is associated with Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Tehran University, Tehran University is one of the top most prestigious university in Asia. And I already consider Tehran University, and I already mentioned the world rank of Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Per year, thousands of international students applying for Tehran University of Medical Science. As competitions are very tough, small students get opportunity, which have a good merit gets opportunity to study in world's prestigious university known as Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As I already mentioned about Iranian students, they have to qualify a toughest exam of Iran known as Concord, and entrance exam they have to qualify, and top students get opportunity to be admitted in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Tehran University of Medical Sciences invites all international students. They can apply for different courses in Tehran University of Medical Science like MBBS, MD, DDS, BDS, B Pharmacy, BSc Nursing. It's a different undergraduate course. And also students can also apply for postgraduate courses. Like different courses are there: specialty course, residency courses, and master's courses, MSc in environment, nursing, midwife, etc., etc. And one of the top policy of Tehran University of Medical Sciences is they are providing healthy, strong scholarship to international students. Scholarships, Tehran University of Medical Science, there are different types of scholarships: type A, type B, type C scholarships, and accommodation scholarships. Student can apply for Tehran University of Medical Sciences and he can get a scholarship like type A, type B, type C. I would like to introduce the tuition fee of Tehran University of Medical Sciences. For different courses, there are different tuition fee. For example, I would like to say about MBBS or MD. The tuition fee for MD or MBBS in Tehran University of Medical Sciences is $10,000. That means student have to pay, if he not get a scholarship, he has to pay $10,000 per annum tuition fee for MBBS course. As I already mentioned, students can get opportunity to study on scholarships in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Student can get scholarship based upon his academic performance in high school or in higher secondary degree. For example, if a student have a good percentage, for example, if he has a percentage or she has a percentage about or GPA about 90 above, in percentage I will talk. If a student have a percentage about 90% in 100%, or we can say a GPA of 18 out of 20, or we can say about 10, 9 of 10, 9 out of 10. Student can get a scholarship up to 70% or sometimes maybe 80%. And I would also like to mention here that there are a number of international students from 2016, from 2014. They are studying in 100% scholarship in Tehran University of Medical Science in different courses. In MBBS, students are getting 100% scholarship. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about in past, students are getting good scholarships, sometimes 75 in tuition fees, 50, 100%, all depends upon students' performance. I am talking about this from 2017. And this year, students can get also scholarship up to 70%. As for example, if a student have a good percentage in physics, chemistry, biology, if a student have a good CGPA in physics, chemistry, biology, he can get a scholarship up to 70 to 80%. For example, if a student has a percentage of 94, 92, 91 in physics, chemistry, biology, he can get a scholarship of 70% in tuition fee in MBBS course. That means he has to pay only $3,000. Why he has to pay $3,000, which is a world's prestigious university called Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Tehran University of Medical Science, it is not a easy dream, because I already mentioned it, the cream of Iranian students get an opportunity when they are qualifying the Concord exam. They, when qualify Conco exam, they get admitted in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Students from across the globe have an opportunity to study in world's prestigious university. And besides studying in Tehran University of Medical Sciences, student can get a rich culture of Tehran University. They can accommodate in the rich culture of Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As after completing basic science phase, students can get introduced in clinical phases in top Iranian hospitals like Imam Khomeini Hospital, Tehran Heart Center, Ibn Sina Hospital. They can introduce themselves with top scientists which are in Tehran University of Medical Sciences of Iran. They can introduce themselves, they can talk with them, they can easily have access with top research scholars of Iran, which are in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As I mentioned it about tuition scholarships, as now we can easily counseling and guidance the students, we can help them in getting admission in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. There is no fee for applying in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Student can apply, we can help him, we can guide him, we can apply for him or her without any single rupee, in without any single real or single dollar or single rupee. Different students from Pakistan, India, for example, Pakistan student have not pay a single rupee. From India, student have not pay a single rupee. From Indonesia, like other way we can talk about in dollars, student have not pay a single dollar for application fee in Tehran University of Medical Science, as there is no application fee. We can help student to be admitted in Tehran University of Medical Science without paying a single penny, without paying a single dollar, because there is no application fee for Tehran University of Medical Sciences, as Tehran University of Medical Science is top prestigious and Iran's #1 university. After getting admission in Tehran University of Medical Science, student have a different phase. For example, we can talk about MBBS, we can talk about undergraduate course DDS, or B pharmacy or D pharmacy is there. Student have to pass different phase. For example, student have to first phase of student in, for example, in MBBS or DDS is a basic phase. Student have to clear 2 years or 2.5 years of a basic phase. After basic phase, student have to qualify a nationwide exam in Iran called Olympic exam, basic science exams. After qualifying basic science exam, student enters in clinical phase. What is clinical phase? Student have to enter in hospitals. They have to interaction with patients. In hospitals, students have to interaction in patients which are Persian knowing. So Persian language is must. Student can easily access about Persian language. Tehran University is also giving Persian class to students. In 2 or 2.5 years, student can easily know about Persian language, so they can easily interact with Iranian patients in different hospitals, which are top hospitals of Tehran University of Medical Sciences, which are associated with Tehran University of Medical Sciences, and which are top hospitals of Iran. So student have across the globe, student have different opportunities to study in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. There's no application fee in Tehran University of Medical Science. We can easily guide students. As an official representative of Tehran University of Medical Science, I can easily, with my colleagues, with my friends, we can easily help students without paying a single dollar as an application fee or different currencies. As different countries has different currency, I can talk about not Iranian real, Indian, Pakistani, etc. I can talk about dollar. So students have a good opportunity to study in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As I already mentioned, students have to pay accordingly what his or her percentage in high school or higher secondary degree examination is. So it depends upon students' percentage or CGPA in high school or higher secondary degree. Accordingly, he or she has to pay tuition fee in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As from second year, it depends also on performance. If a student shows good performance in first year, there is an opportunity. He or she has to pay a fee less. He or she has to pay a fee minimum. It depends upon performance. As fee has to pay yearly. as Tehran University of Medical Science is giving an opportunity to world students to study in world prestigious university and study on scholarships. As Tehran University of Medical, I already mentioned, there are thousands international students which are getting scholarship from Tehran University of Medical Sciences. I have already mentioned there are students which are paying minimum fee in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. As I already mentioned, if a student have a good percentage in high school or high secondary degree, he or she can get a good scholarship. Depends upon admission committee's decision. Up to, for example, if a student, I have already mentioned, if a student have a good CGPA 90, I can talk about percentage. If he or she has a percentage of 90 above, 94, 95, he has to pay just $3,000 out of $10,000. It depends upon students' performance. As for this year, I am talking about this last year's experience, and for this year, university has not announced what will be the criteria, what will be the fee, and what will be the scholarships of this year. As I am talking about this last year's scholarship, for example, student having 90 above percentage, he has to pay $3,000. It depends upon admission committee's decision and students' performance. As this year, inshallah, university in a week or 2 weeks will announce tuition fee. As actual tuition fee in Tehran University is $10,000. Last year, Tehran University gives COVID discount for everyone. Every student for MBBS has to pay only $6,000. Students having 75 percentage to 85, students have to pay only $6,000. That means they get 40% scholarship. And still, students having 90 above percentage, they have to pay only $3,000. In the same way, DDS course students have to pay, actual fee of BDS is $7,000. Student have to pay only $3,750. For BDS, student have to pay only $3,500. In the same way, different course for last year, they're giving different, TUMS has given different COVID discounts. And still for above COVID discount, student having above 90 percentage, they had getting extra COVID discounts. Not COVID discounts for general, $6,000 for everyone, but students, meritorious students having good percentage, they got for students having percentage, sorry to interrupt you, uh, students having percentage above 90 percentage, last year these students get scholarship of 70%. That means they have to only pay $3,000. It's all
Hello,
about
Bas.
Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Thank you very much.
Hello,
Hello,
Bas.
thank you very much. Yes.
Didn't you prepare for the paper on TMS maybe?
Yes. I didn't
Did
understand.
you prepare for the website TMS or the paper for the scholarship or independent statement?
I didn't understand what I was saying.
Okay, it's okay. So now we directly to and the second speaker. It is about how to write academic
Oh,
statement
sorry.
from Saib Muhammad Rida.
Sorry. It's the statement of purpose. It is also an important document. I forget to mention about statement of purpose and CV. I hope Said Muhammad will talk about this.
Yeah, I will mention about that. I will talk about 20 minutes in this discussion. So the first one, you have to prepare about how to write academic English. So in this statement of purpose, usually it prepare for study in university or international university, especially in medical science or in Al Mustafa International University. So it is my statement before I registered for my double degree. So in the first one, you have to concern who you are, and you have to mention directly and clearly what you are before in what you are studying, focusing on the concern of self-awareness. For example, I write here where I am before. I studied in the Islamic school. It's 7 years. And the second paragraph, or in the second line, I mentioned I did study of personality, but in mega neurosocial relationship between human and God. So it is correlate between studied in Islamic university or in Islamic seminary. And in the Latin focal of partuk, it mentioned is correlate with each other between Sunni and Shiite cults or medieval theory, because anything we write in our statement, it should be clear in one paragraph. So in the second paragraph, you should mention about your focus on the university, and what the university can provide you. For example, in my university, they can provide me from Director of Research and Ministry of Science and Technology. And I mention here of golden era. Why I mention here of golden era? Because I mentioned before, it's about my site is here. So in the second paragraph, I directly mention my university, why I choose my university, and what the university can provide my study. And we start to another chapter. In this chapter is about the issue why the physical mental problem is I want to explore in the physical course. So it's really correlated with a background study. So what is my background study? My background study is about social partuk and personality, the navigate in social Islamic and fashionable health golden era studies. And how to verifying about my study is verifying about Islamic mystics and antisocial discord personality. His I mentioned here. Thereof. Why I mentioned thereof is directly mentioned 2 pages between the golden era in Islamic development of my study in the university. And I mentioned here why I choose Islamic University in Iran, or specifically in Tehran, because the scholar can guide me to study more about the community belief and the countryside behavior, nationality sect, representative and focal interviewing Islamic Almighty sect within Latin psychological interpretation. So in Iran, they really focused on the study about the Islamic sociality and psychology of health and golden era based on the Al-Quran and Hadith. So the scholar is a little expert because, as we know, Iran is as a born for the Islamic psychology. His name is Ibn Sina, or another scholar. It's many term of the Sunni in Shiism. They terrifying and dislocating about the personality in the country, in the community belief of Islam. So in the last of chapter, I mentioned directly why I choose a university and what I can contribute my study in the last of my study or after finish my study in the university. So I will make or share my study in MIU's Indonesian branch. So my university, they they have 170 countries of agreement, and especially in Indonesia, they have one of the representative. The name is Sadra Institute. So in the Sadra Institute, I want to reach my Iranian Science of Technology goal, and I want to build a new major. So it's really clear why I want to study in Iran and what is my contribution after I finish my study. So I want to make a new major in the Islamic University branch of MIU in Sadra Institute of Indonesia. So Islamic study as soon as possible in Indonesia. So if you want to ask about my statement of purpose or how to write in academic English, I will guide you in Q&A after the last representative of Indonesian Student Association or IPI Iran. Thank you. Salam Presiden. Halo Presiden. Mr. Andi Hari.
Halo, Bale. Yes.
May you help us why or how the live student in Iran, especially? You have 20 minutes for talk about student life in Iran.
Wait a second.
So I will change my representative or the speaker. His name is Yudi Widatama, but he has another meeting in the International of Tehran University because he has studied online now. So we will skip his representative to our president, Andi Hari. Andi Hari is president of Indonesian Association. He is undergraduate candidate in Ferdausi University in Mashhad City. Welcome, sir.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So about the student life on Iran is feel very strange and distinctive. You will not find that kind of situation in somewhere else because for me Iran is very special place, and there are a lot of challenge, especially when the first time you come there, like the adaptation to the food, the how to socialize with people. It's kind of challenging, and the difference between Iranian and other country that I met or visit is Iranian like to chit chat. Like there are one custom in Iran called ta'aruf, or for example, when you want to buy something in the store, when you ask the price is how much is it, and the seller will just say no, it's free, it's for you, it's a gift. But that's just a like a chit chat, and they doesn't mean it. You should say like no, I don't want it. I need to pay because you're a seller and this is a business and business is a business, that kind of things. It's called it's one of their custom, and the unique things like you could visit historical places like Persepolis, Isfahan, and you should know that the civilization in Iran is like 5,000 years old. It's and you can go there by a plane or a train, and the train is very cheap, and all the public transportation is very good. You could visit there. Just maybe a 12 hours train is just for like $10, maybe $10 approximately. You could visit there easily by purchasing an online. So if you were a student in Iran, you could visit this kind of places easily. The second thing is the price, the living price in Iran, it doesn't really expensive compared to another country. For example, in Mashhad, where I live, it's approximately $100 per month. So if you are considering to go to Iran, or you want to study in Iran, I recommend you to go to Mashhad, because the living cost and the living price is considerably low. And actually, Mashhad, Ferdausi University of Mashhad is also offering for the Persian class, the Persian language class, and the course is just like 6 months for $500. From that, you get a 6-month class, 5 meeting per week, 3 hours of classes, and I kind of maybe from the audiences who want to ask me, or I'm open a question if you guys want to ask, or atau ada teman-teman yang ingin bertanya pakai bahasa Indonesia, silahkan. Mau tanya apa tentang Ferdausi University of Mashhad, silahkan. Karena juga teman-teman saya lihat partisipannya juga banyak orang Indonesianya ya, mungkin bisa tanya, silahkan kalau ada yang mau ditanyakan. Kalau enggak, mungkin saya kembalikan ke Mas Syaib.
President,
Yes,
you can see my layer.
yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So is the general picture of Iranian. So in Iran, they located in central of Middle East, and part of it is Eastern Asia. So we have many historical places in Iranian university and Iranian environments. So Iran is previously is Persia, well known as the historical place and educated relation between many countries, and synthetically they built the education from basic and advanced university based on 4 languages. The first one is Farsi, and the second is Arabic, and the third one is I'm sorry. The first one is Persians, and the second one is Arabic, and the third is English, and the fourth is in France. So they have many university. In the first one, you hear before about the presentation, it's Tehran University. So Tehran, they have 2 specific studies. The first one is a general education. So you can study in the top university is Tehran University. And they have 177 program of master and 176 PhD program and 111 for undergraduate. And specifically from Abbas representative, he mentioned about UMS, or Tehran University of Medical Science. In the medical science, they have a home office and subsidy of standard of medical science, based on European standard. And the third is Amerikabir University of Technology, or AUT. In Amerikabir University, it's a political technique of university. So we call it usually is mother engineering universities, because Amerikabir University is the greatest university of engineering. So for example, under research of university, and Iranian funding is from Amerikabir University. And the fourth is Siraj University of Medical Science, or SUMS. So in Siraj University, you can study about medical science, and you can study in the best merit university of scholarship and double degree of scholarship. They have 500 best top university in the world. And the fifth is Ferdausi University of Masad. So Ferdausi University of Masad is our president. Already mentioned before, he studied here, and the official of study it's around the third university of international student in Iran. The sixth is Islamic College Narjeh Mashhad. So in Islamic Narjeh Mashhad is focusing on Hausa method or seminary method. They have a two system on the foundation of Islam. The first one is how you the way to manage your study and research in university of expertise. And the seventh is my university, Al Mustafa International University of Iran. So they have many expenses of studies. The first one is Hadith, Sastra, Arabic Sastra, or Arabic literature, Tariqul Islam, or the history of Islam, Filsafat of Islam, Usuluddin, Fiqh, Usuluddin, Islamic Hukuma, management, and etc. So in my university, it's not only studied about the Islamic university, but also studied in a general university, or specifically in another faculties, for example, in the science, medical, and many others. So in the University of Al Mustafa, not only studied about the Shiism, but they study also about the Ahlus Sunnah. So the university is located in Gorgon City, and Iraq, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pantai Gading, Nigeria, Tunisia, and many others university, and also in Africa. So the system of the university, they have 5 strategic scientists or priorities. The first one is physics, social, intellectual, and moral, and aesthetica, or aesthetic science. So from the revolution in 1979, education in Iran, they were widespread about the principle of Islam and system of education under the Ministry of Science, Health Administrations, and what I call an Islamic Ministry of Strategic Sciences. So thank you. So we next to another session, and the session is Q&A. If you have any question, please raise your hand or write your question on the comments. Atau kalau teman-teman punya pertanyaan, bisa naikkan tangannya atau tulis pertanyaannya di kolom komen menggunakan bahasa Indonesia. Jika kesulitan dari dalam bahasa Inggris, dipersilahkan. Presiden? Halo Presiden.
Baik.
So we open the discussion about Q&A. So anyone can ask anything about your life or your study or the scholarship or maybe independence of the statement in the university. Medi, bisakah mereka bertanya tentang scholarship, kehidupan di Iran, atau beasiswa
For sure.
berbayar dan mungkin
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Maybe
So
for 10
everyone-
minutes.
Okay. So anyone can ask about anything, please raise your hand or write on the comments below. Ya, Nurul. Time is yours.
Oke, sebelumnya thank you very much. Ini campur gado-gado ya. Mau tanya, kan tadi yang dipaparkan hanya laki-lakinya. Nah, untuk perempuannya ada nggak sih pengalaman journey-nya sebagai wanita, hidup sebagai wanita di negara Iran sana? Terima kasih.
Oh, baik. Saya izin jawab pakai bahasa Indonesia aja supaya lebih dari pengalaman saya di Iran ini ya, saya rasa lebih aman untuk teman-teman perempuan. Kenapa? Yang pertama, di bis-bis itu saja bahkan dipisah duduknya teman-teman. Jadi kan kalau bicara soal kekerasan atau kekerasan seksual maupun seperti catcalling atau pelecehan-pelecehan yang ringan gitu kan sering terjadi karena tidak adanya pembatasan ini. Kebetulan di Iran juga dibatasi seperti ini dan itu kalau yang ekstrimnya. Tapi kalau untuk hal-hal hak-hak dan kewajiban perempuan atau yang lain-lain ini nggak ada bedanya di kampus. Semua hak perempuan ada, yang laki-laki juga ada, jadi tidak ada diskriminasi gender. Kurang lebihnya sama-sama aja. Bahkan teman-teman di Tehran University of Medical Science kalau nggak salah lebih banyak perempuannya juga. Di Ferdausi sendiri perempuan baru ada satu tapi udah keluar, udah selesai. Kalau di Maktab Narjis Masyad itu ada sekitar 20 teman-teman perempuan. Kalau ditanyain juga mungkin ada temannya nggak, nanti ada perempuannya nggak, kalau di Iran ya itu ada. There will be. Dan semoga dengan webinar kali ini bisa menjadi satu langkah awal aja, mungkin karena webinar kami ini kurang persiapan dan ada juga masalah sinyal, ada segala macamnya, masalah teknis. Mungkin ke depan kita akan perbaiki juga di masalah-masalah ini. Ini sebenarnya ada yang ngomong, cuman mungkin bisa saya wakilin dulu. Mungkin udah menjawab belum Mbak Nurul ya?
Udah. Oh iya, kan tadi yang diceritakan lebih banyak ke positifnya, ya kan? Maksudnya kayak untuk negatifnya boleh nggak sih? Terus dicerita, dibagilah, di-share ke kita. Selama pengalaman. Terima kasih.
Sebenarnya negatif dan positif di setiap negara itu pasti ada ya. Kalau di Iran menurutku aku kurang cocoknya sama makanannya. Misalnya orang Indonesia tuh kan gila pedes tuh. Kita suka makan apa-apa aja pakai sambal, pakai cabe. Nah, di Iran ini orang-orangnya suka makanan kecut. Jadi kalau bahkan iklan ayam tepung aja tuh habis iklan nih ayam tepung. Terus langsung kayak diperes-peresin apa tuh namanya, jeruk nipis gitu. Kalau aku di awal di Iran yang sulit adaptasinya tentang makanan. Kalau untuk kehidupan sehari-hari, kultur, ini enggak, malah exciting banget menurutku. Karena kita dapat teman baru, terus dapat suasana baru, tempat-tempat foto atau bikin story-story yang baru. Jadi kayak asik aja, cuman kalau aku lebih ke makanannya yang susah.
Izin menambahkan Presiden. Presiden.
Baik, silahkan.
Ya, kalau di Al Mustafa sendiri dan bahkan juga di seluruh universitas yang perempuan itu tidak diwajibkan mempunyai mahram terlebih dahulu untuk belajar di Iran. Berbeda kalau negara-negara seperti Saudi dan negara-negara yang lain itu rata-rata mewajibkan untuk punya mahram terlebih dahulu. Jadi kalau di Iran itu dibebaskan tanpa mahram. Jadi perempuan bisa belajar di sana, dan juga kebanyakan dari perempuan kita mereka juga punya komunitas sendiri, bahkan juga mereka bekerja sama dengan pelajar-pelajar di seluruh Timur Tengah untuk sering mengadakan webinar dan juga sering diskusi. Jadi sangat ramai sekali untuk perempuan-perempuan yang berada di Iran.
Oke, terima kasih banyak.
Ya, ada pertanyaan lain mungkin? Silakan. Kita bicara langsung dengan Presiden IPI Irannya. Jadi informasinya benar-benar valid. Atau menulis dalam bahasa Inggris, akademik Inggrisnya. Apakah ada pertanyaan mengenai gaya tulis untuk menembus beasiswa? Presiden, mau nanya nih. Halo? Halo, Presiden? Halo, Bas?
Baik, Bang. Bisa minta tolong
Ya,
digantikan dulu sebentar nggak? Saya ditelepon PPIDK. Mas.
baik. Ya, Akila, silakan.
Iya, ini kedengeran nggak ya?
Ya, kedengaran jelas.
Dalam bahasa Indonesia aja ya.
Iya, monggo.
Kan saya lihat narasumbernya ada yang namanya Widiatma, siapa ya? Yudi Widiatma itu ya. Yang harusnya saya kira akan bicara soal scholarship internasional yang dia terima untuk bisa menuntut pendidikan master di Tehran University of Medical Sciences. Cuma tadi kayaknya belum ada ya narasumbernya.
Ya, jadi Kak Yudinya sedang berhalangan karena beliau diminta untuk profesornya segera bertemu secara online. Karena memang di sini untuk pendidikan itu apa-apanya cepat. Termasuk di masa corona sekarang, anak-anak pelajar yang belajar di kedokteran itu sangat dibutuhkan kontribusinya. Dan juga mereka mendapatkan bonus dari universitas ketika membantu banyak keperluan untuk kenegaraan. Namun tadi sudah digantikan oleh presiden kita bagaimana kehidupan di Iran, dan untuk beasiswa sendiri itu ada banyak, nanti saya akan share di grup. Namun secara umum beasiswa itu ada 4 tipe. Yang pertama yaitu, ini kelihatan screen-nya ya?
Iya, kelihatan.
Halo Mbak, ya kelihatan ya. Di sini ada 4 jalur untuk menembus beasiswa. Yang pertama ada beasiswa negara, yang kedua ada beasiswa universitas, yang ketiga ada beasiswa profesor, yang keempat itu ada beasiswa dari internship atau magang, dan yang lain-lain atau misalkan beasiswa diplomatik itu juga ada, namun itu jalur khusus. Contohnya anak-anak para diplomat di sana, terus juga Kalau kita sebagai peneliti di Iran, contohnya sebagai peneliti politik atau peneliti tentang budaya Iran atau peneliti tentang teknologi Iran, nah itu mereka mendapatkan beasiswa khusus. Nah, dari setiap universitas itu bisa didaftar melalui website ini. Ini untuk kedokteran di Siraj. Nah, nanti juga akan saya share secara lengkap di grup. Nah, ini ada Yudi-nya nih. Sudah masuk ya Mas Yudi? Halo?
Halo.
Mas
Halo.
Yudi?
Bisa terdengar?
Ya, I can hear you.
Oke, thank you. Sorry ya baru.
So now I will introduce my friends. His name is Yudi Wiratama. He is a medical student in TUMS. So I give you 20 minutes for talk about a merit-based scholarship and student life in TUMS. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you. Could you please allow me to share the slide? I want to share some. Yeah, will you allow me to share the screen now? I want to see some slides.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, hello everyone. My name is Yudi Wiratama. Yeah, I'm a second year's medical student in Tehran University of Medical Science. Sorry, wait, let me open my camera. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Wait. Sorry for coming late because I have a online classes at 1, and now actually it's still going, but yeah, I'm kind of permit to the teacher. So, okay, let's start. So here in this great time, I would like to point a 3 short point about my life as medical student in Tehran University of Medical Science. So I will talk about the curriculum, the education life, and about living in Iran. Okay, next. So this is actually the curriculum, the MD curriculum in here. Yeah, actually it is the same in other country also. So the first and fourth semester will be the basic science, and then the fifth and sixth semester will be pathophysiology, and then after that go to the clerkship and internship, and at the last is the thesis at the 14th semester, at the last semester. So and you know, to each I mean, if you want to go to the next level, you have to pass an exam. So for example here, if we want to go from basic science to pathophysiology, there is a comprehensive exam. In Persian, it calls Olympoye, or if it is in the USA, call it step 1. And after that, go to pathophysiology. It's basically only 1 year, that is 2 semesters. And then go to the clerkship. The clerkship will take about 2 years, so it is 7 to 10 semester. And before entering the internship, there also an exam. In the USA, it's called the step 2. So before entering internship, you have to pass the exam, and then after that the thesis. Okay, next. So I have to point something here. So if you if you want to take an MD in Tehran University of Medical Science, you have to note that the basic science is the level that taught in English, and then the pathophysiology will taught in partially in Persian, and in English. I mean, the lecture will be in Persian, but the the lecture is in English, but the exam will be in Persian, something like that. And then for the clerkship, it is fully Persian, using Persian language. So the clerkship using the Persian language, so we have to master the Persian here, because in this level we have to communicate with local Iranian that they somehow only know the Persian. And yeah, an internship, of course, it is in Persian. We have to master the Persian. Okay, next. So the next, I want to share you about the education life. So here I point to things. That is the education life before the pandemic and in the pandemic. So before the pandemic, all the classes actually traditionally scheduled. I mean, for one day, for this, I mean, from this time to this time, we have this class. For this time to this time, we have this class. We have this another class. So yeah, it's like a usual, traditional schedule. And after we finish all of the courses in the semester, we have the examination at the last. So it's not like in Indonesia. I mean, most of Indonesian university using the block system scheduling. It means that we have to finish one block, I mean, one subject for, for 4 weeks or 1 month or 2 months like that, and then we have the exam. So it's not like that. That is before the pandemic. And in the pandemic, so yeah, it's basic, like we have the online-based learning, and the online-based learning is actually consists of two systems. That is the Naviate portal. Here is actually the education management system. In this Naviate portal, we can download all the materials from the teacher, and then quizzes, and also assignment. So we have to submit all the assignment and quiz in the Naviate portal. And the second is the online classes. The online classes is not the same as in other country. I mean, also Indonesia, we have the Zoom meetings, but in here, because of the, there is a politics, something like that in Iran. So the Zoom is blocked here. And yeah, so we use the Skyroom. Skyroom is Iranian made and big blue button. And in this online based learning, we use the block scheduling system. So it is like we finish 2 subjects in, 2 weeks or 4 weeks, something like that. And then we have the exam at the last. So yeah, it's like that. And next, I want to share something about how is living in Iran as medical student, especially. So, the first thing of living is, of course, housing. So in Iran, if you are a student here, you can choose 3 options. First is you can join the school dormitory. Second one is public dormitory, and the third is apartment. And yeah, and it's different. Each of them is different. Yeah, and I will give a detail in the here, also in the living costs here. And the living costs, if you choose the dormitory, either school dormitory or public dormitory, you have to spend like $50 till $100 per month. For the public dormitory, monthly you have to pay like $20 till $50 And yeah, actually the public dormitory here, what I mean by public dormitory is here you live with Iranian, I mean Iranian student or Iranian worker. So yeah, you're not living with other foreigner. So, and it is cheaper. Yeah, I mean it's cheaper than you take like this apartment. And the school dormitory, of course, it based on the scholarship you got. Like I mean this year the school like changing the rule of the scholarship. So basically the school dormitory right now having a system like this public dormitory, like they calculate the I mean if you have a partial scholarship, like you have to pay monthly, it's not like yearly. So okay, and the grocery and stuff here, the $50 is more than enough, because yeah, I mean like everything here is cheaper compared to Indonesia, because I've been living other country set of Indonesia and here, so $50 is more than enough. For me, like I mean $50, I can use it for like 2 months or more. That is for me, because also I have a partial, partial dining system. I mean the university gave us the food and stuff for, yeah, it's partially, so it's only for lunch. And the apartment, this is different. If you want to live like alone personally, I mean you don't want to live with other foreigner or Iranian, so you have to rent an apartment. And here for renting an apartment, the rule is like this: you have to pay the here I call it deposito, and in Persian is called rohan. Yeah, basically you have to pay this amount. Like the cheap one is $400, and yeah, if you like a medium, I mean medium is $1,000. You can find it easily in Tehran. You have to pay this amount only one time for each year, and this amount will be returned back to you if if there is, and if there is kind of you make a change in the apartment or something, you have to I mean the amount will be decreased, the amount that returned back to you will be decreased. And other than that, other than you pay the deposito, you have to pay the rent fees for each month. The rent fees is for the water, electricity, and stuff. And and for the grocery, yeah, it's depend on you. And $50, I say it is more than enough. So that's it. And yeah, that is my short story about life as medical student in Tehran University of Medical Science. So thank you very much.
Mr. Yudi,
Yeah.
may you explain what is it mean for merit-based scholarship?
Oh yeah. I mentioned in my, I mean in the poster, you see that I mentioned that I got the merit-based scholarship. That scholarship, actually the merit-based scholarship is kind of type of scholarship. In the scholarship, you got, I mean, a discount fees based on your academic performance, your academic degree, the previous academic degree. So yeah, and it is from the university. For me, it is coming from the university. Yeah, is it answering your question?
So if anyone have a question, please raise your hand or write down below on the comment, please. Akila?
Iya,
You can
Saya
ask,
ada pertanyaan tentang kalau misalnya kita belum sarjana S1 kedokteran gitu, bisa nggak ya kita ngambil MD di Iran? Terima kasih.
Should I answer it or?
yeah, you can answer directly.
Okay. So that is a good question. So actually, even if you haven't finished, I mean, what's the school? I mean, university in Indonesia or somewhere, you can still join the MD program. I mean, the requirement is only you have to attach your previous degree. I mean, like your high school degree or something like that. So, and yeah, and if you have graduated from the university in Indonesia, that's also possible. It's open for everyone. Yeah, the minimum requirement is only the high school degree. That's it.
So we still have 10 minutes. If you have any question, please raise your hand or write down below in the comment. Please, anyone? Yes, sir. I have a question. Why you choose education in Iran, not in the other country or another Eastern medical science?
Okay. Why I choose to study the medicine here? Yeah. First of all, actually, since high school, I don't know about everything about Iran. I don't know. I just know Iran from one of my friends when I have what's the name? The English courses and English courses in one of the place. So I met him and he actually wants to apply the medical school in Iran. And so that I asked him everything about which school you want to enter and everything like that. So he say it is Iran and yeah, why you choose Iran, something like that. So I didn't get a good a good answer from him why he chose Iran or something like that. But after I self research the university and the country and something like that. So I got the answer. I mean, like Iran is Iran have a good medical school because it is popular in the Middle East for the heart transplant. And also if we go to the history, so Iran or Persia is the place where who's the name? The Ibn Sina, Ibn Sina, our medical ancestor. I mean, from Islamic medical ancestor that came from Persia. So I thought it is a good choice if I go there, study medicine over there. And other than that, I also researched like the world rank of the university in Iran, and I found that surprisingly, it is it is better. I mean, it is higher. The rank is higher than University of Indonesia. Universitas Indonesia. So it is little bit higher from the University of Indonesia. So yeah, that's why I choose to come here. Okay, I hope it's answered your question.
Thank you for everyone to attending this webinar. And the close statement, please welcome our previous Indonesian Association of Iran, Abang Ismail Amin Pasanai. Please welcome. Amu, Ismail Amin. Hello. Oh, sorry. So please, closing statement, Mr. Yudi. 5 minutes. Hello, Mr. Yudi.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Yudi.
Yeah.
Please give us a closing statement. Just now,
Closing statement.
yeah, closing statement in our webinar.
So actually, yeah, I mean, I'm not preparing any close statement, but okay, I will try to close this kind of good webinar today. Yeah, I just want to give a message like, don't afraid to dream higher as you can. I mean, yeah, I told you a story of myself. I mean, in the high school, I never imagined I could go abroad for having this kind of high education. I mean, for this university, I never thought about that. And you know, my friend tell me like, I don't have a good GPA in the high school or something like that, and you will never. Your dream will never happen. But it's not that way. I mean, I still believe in myself, and I always try, and yeah, alhamdulillah. It is, yeah, I can go here, I can study here. And yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for everyone for joining this great webinar today. So stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you. So wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for everyone for attending this webinar. So stay tuned in our EP Iran website or EP Iran Instagram. We share another scholarship information on our website and our search. So I will send the presentations and about the scholarship in our group. See you soon for everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.